Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the American Firearms Association. We have a great video for you here today. Everyone knows the Second Amendment is not about hunting. It's about stopping tyrants, but it's also used, and pretty good for using, at stopping criminals. And we love to highlight these situations where good guys use their firearm to stop violent criminals. Guys, as you know, we're not lawyers here at AFA. We fight for gun rights in the state capitals and then Congress for our members. So we're not going to give you legal advice. I'm just going to tell you what we think we would do if we were in the good guys situation. Again, guys, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. I'm going to hit play, let it go one time through at full speed. Then we're going to back it up and break it down for you frame by frame. All right, here we go. Bad guy walks in the store. He's in the middle right now. Now he comes over to the far side, reaches in his pocket, pulls a gun. The pharmacist in the white grabs his gun, fires on the suspect. Gunfight ensues. A couple more shots are fired, and that's it. That is the full take. We'll watch it one more time. It happens fast. They always do. So let's break this down. And again, our goal here is not to criticize this pharmacy owner. Our goal is to find little ways we could improve on what he did so that we are more mentally and prepared physically if this ever, God forbid, happens to us. So here's some of the backstory here. This is a pharmacy in West Virginia. The store owner is the pharmacist in the white coat, and he decided to carry a firearm, he said, to defend his customers and his coworkers and himself against a violent crime problem that was getting pretty bad in his area. And so he did exactly that. He shot and killed this one suspect who was trying to kill his coworkers, kill his employees. That guy died, and the good guy and all the good guys in this situation lived. So we're going to break down this video frame by frame and go through it. Here we go. So to note, there's a couple people there walking out the door. So right away, you've got innocent bystanders there in the background. You've got two employees next to the pharmacist right now. Just so you have at least four innocent parties, five counting the pharmacist, in this very confined space. That's why practice on the range is really, really important. This guy comes over, and right about now, you see his gun in his left hand. He had it in his pocket, the way it seems. He pulls it right here in his left hand, and he begins to slide around the edge of the counter. So right here, his gun comes up. You can't see it because the other guy's head is in the way. The gun comes up. The pharmacist now can see there's a threat, and you can see his right hand beginning to move. His right elbow is already coming up, obviously going for a draw on his handgun. Now the bad guy now has his gun in both hands, aiming it right at the coworkers or the employees of the pharmacist. And so the pharmacist right now look, his coworkers might not agree, but the pharmacist does a pretty good job of using his two employees, not as cover because they're not cover, but to conceal his movements, right? He is sliding over while drawing his handgun to engage this would-be killer. And he does so in a way that the bad guy can't even see him do it. Slides over, and now you can tell the good guy, his shoulder is back down. He is holding that gun down low, ready to come up and engage. Boom, right there. His gun comes up right as his two employees' heads clear his field of fire. Not by much, but he didn't have much space to work with, and he is now up on target. At least one shot fired, and we believe the bad guy shot at him right here as well. Another shot fired. Yeah, we see a thumb coming on top of the support thumb on top of the main firing hand here. He might get slide bite, but that's a small price to pay given what's going on. More shots are being fired. The bad guy now comes up and he aims his gun again right back at the pharmacist from around 5 feet away, and we believe he fires. The good guy fires again and again right here. Right there was his shot. And that's where the video cuts right there. So again, the outcome here was what we are hoping for. No innocent people were hurt. No employees, the store owner, the customers, they were not hurt. And again, the bad guy died on site from his wounds in this situation. There's no audio with this video. We believe that 4 shots were fired by the good guy at least, and maybe a couple more and at least a shot or two from the bad guy. So takeaways from us are pretty simple. The guy did a good job at using concealment to hide his movements, draw his handgun, and engage the threat. But something to be aware of is that these days, more than ever, criminals are not always going to simply drop if you shoot them one time. There's all kinds of books on this. There's studies on this. They're usually hopped up on narcotics. They also, in some cases, have a homicidal rage, which makes them not act normal after being shot. And these days, also, as is the case with a Buffalo, New York grocery store shooter from a couple of years ago, bad guys are wearing body armor. And so what almost cost this pharmacist his life was the initial engagement. You can see it right here. I'll hit play right here. He shoots what appears to be one time, maybe two at the most. And it's like he thought that that was the end of the engagement. The bad guy goes down. The truth is that we don't shoot to kill, right? That's what we're all training to shoot to stop the threat. And I'm here to tell you that one shot might not stop the threat. In fact, almost in no case will one shot stop the threat. And so the pharmacist shot him. The guy went down, but he was not out of the fight. Keep watching. He draws that gun again, and he fires again from about a 5-foot distance from the pharmacist. So be aware if this ever happens to you, if it ever happens to me, that one shot might not be enough. In most cases of police shootings, far more than one shot is necessary to put down a violent criminal like this. So definitely be aware of that. The good news for the shopkeeper here is that West Virginia is a stand your ground law state. It's a castle doctrine state. Both of those laws will apply to protect him in this case. He was fine. He was not charged. Be aware, in a blue state these days, that outcome is not guaranteed. We have had multiple cases just this year alone in Manhattan where bodega store owners or parking lot attendants who were in almost the same situation as this. They were attacked by a violent armed criminal, and the good guy used a weapon to defend himself. And in both cases, they were prosecuted, or they were at least charged by the DA's office in Manhattan. Now, in both cases, the charges were dropped after a public outcry. But these days, it all comes down to what jurisdiction you're in if you're going to be charged after a use of force situation like this. One more big shout out to the pharmacist. Having these security cameras not only protects him and his merchandise from theft, from possible employee theft and things like that, it also gives clear evidence as to what happened and who drew the firearm first. And so these days, having those security cameras is a lot about site security, but it's also about legal security or avoiding legal jeopardy afterwards by having a clear account of what happened and why you used the force that you used. So a smart move on his part for lots of reasons in having these cameras. So all in all, guys, our take is pretty simple. Great job being armed. Great job seeing the threat, drawing your gun, engaging right away. He shot until the threat was down. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap in there. You should probably use more force if you're going to use force to make sure the threat is down. But all in all, a very strong performance from this individual. A lot we can learn from about dangerous uses of force like this. Guys, that's our take on this shooting. But what do you think? If I'm full of it, we want to hear it. If you guys agree with us, we want to hear it. What would you do if you were in this pharmacist situation? Sound off in the comment section, guys. As always, subscribe for more content and join AFA today and help us fight for your gun rights in Congress. Go to joinafa.org. Thank you.